Well, did you know that students right here in the United States are lagging behind other countries when it comes to reading? If kids haven't mastered fluency by grade 3, they may struggle with reading throughout their education. Continuing with our Parent Teacher Corner series, we'll discuss the importance of reading and how you can help your child become a better reader. So, joining us this morning is the president of the National Association of Elementary School Principals, Barbara Chester, and education consultant, author, and speaker for the National Middle School Association, Sharon Faber. Welcome to both of you this morning.
Thanks for having us.
I am a reader. I absolutely love to read. I have 3 boys who not so much. I mean, they don't love it as much as their mom does. And we all want our kids to excel at reading, but, you know, as busy working parents, we may not always have the right books or the right materials at home for them. What can we do?
The first thing I'd say is make sure you've talked with your school and find out what kind of resources that they can provide, because there are a lot of times programs at schools where they offer books that you can take home, but find things that are at their interest level. Go to the library with them and model what you want them to do, that you read and they read at the same time, and you can find resources.
And make every chance you can in a normal situation where they look at words and they talk about them. The more words they know, the better reader they'll be. So you go to the grocery store, let's talk about what we see in the grocery store. You're driving in the car, let's talk about the road signs. You don't have to have stuff to read, you just got to make your whole world new words.
You know, it's interesting because a lot of people struggle with reading, especially kids, but I have to tell you, sometimes the parents as well, because even me, as much as I love to read, I'm a voracious reader, but when I'm helping them with their schoolwork, reading the same page over and over. And imagine for me as an adult, so imagine what the kids must be feeling and what they must be going through. I mean, how do we engage kids who are struggling?
I think it becomes, again, a conversation with your child's teacher to find out really what their needs are and the kinds of things that they're missing. But beginning to break things down, if it's a story problem they're struggling with, break it down, turn it into something that makes sense to them, begin to make that language become really important to them, and pretty soon it becomes a lot easier for students to begin looking at that situation.
In today's world, reading is not the thing most kids do in their prime time. So what we've got to do at home is make language fun. And I know that sounds weird, but think about it. You've got rhyming games you can do with your kids. We've got all kinds of books that they can use. And, I mean, just singing songs. Make up silly songs with your kids.
Can I tell you, it's so interesting you say that, because remember conjunction, junction.
Oh, yes, one of the best things ever.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, for a lot of kids who are now adults, that's how we learned really how to read. And so you're absolutely right. Music and all of those things play a big role. But I think what a lot of parents tend to think is, oh, my kid gets enough reading at school. You know what I mean? They don't necessarily have to read at home. But it really is not just a one-size-fits-all kind of endeavor, is it?
No, and I think one of the things that's really important for parents to understand is that it's not about intelligence, and no 2 children are the same. And just because your older child did really well doesn't automatically mean your younger child is going to do as well. He or she may struggle for a variety of reasons, and you need to find out what those are and help that child be successful in his or her own way without making a comparison, because that really sets up a barrier for kids to learn.
And think about it, English is tough. Our language is not easy to learn, and reading isn't a natural ability for most kids. It has nothing to do with how smart you are. It has to do with what is your experience in life, what words do you know, and how do you take what you know, because our kids know lots of words when they hear them. They know lots of words when they speak them. But what's important is taking that and putting it on paper, and that's where parents come into play.
All right, so let's say reading is not a natural ability. Your child gets to 4th grade, and I know this is your area of expertise. What can we do if the child is in 4th grade and still struggling with reading?
Number one thing as a parent is we've got to understand reading has nothing to do with intelligence.
It's a great point.
Because, and what often happens in 4th grade and above is the kid thinks, I'm dumb. And then once the kid thinks I'm dumb, and 2, unfortunately, we find that parents often think their kid isn't smart if they can't read. That is so far from the truth. Some of the best students we've got in school are not good readers. And there are things we can do, and it starts at home.
Right. With 30 seconds left, talk to me really quickly about resources, both for schools and for parents like me.
Well, I think the things I've talked about what the schools provides, what libraries can provide, what your environment around you, your home, the environment that you have.
Yep.
You had some great ones.
You can go online, and there's a great one
and
called...
kids love to go online anyway.
Reading
you know what I mean?
Rockets is a great one. Then you've got, of course, National Middle School. We've got resources for parents. I know you've got resources for parents. And bottom line for me, too, is the federal government has some excellent educational publications for parents that are free. And you can go online and get them, and you'll be delighted with. I use them with my own grandkids.
Oh, well, I can't tell you how delighted I am to have had you this morning, because it really helps parents like me who know their kids are smart, you know, if I do say so myself.
Yes.
But you're right. They may not be the most voracious readers, but there are some resources out there. So thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for the opportunity. We've loved it.
Oh, I have as well. And for more information on reading and how you can help engage your children, visit the National Association of Elementary School Principals at naesp.org and the National Middle School Association at nmsa.org. And for more great information, make sure you keep watching our Parent Teacher series for more useful stuff.